everything we're doing is different.
Yeah.
Sorry, boomers.
And it'll be different again when our children are doing
We're
it.
gonna be like, what are you doing? We never had to do this.
What happened to walk around naked for 3 days?
Right?
Like
when you were a kid, I just took your underpants off and told you to run around.
Here we go.
You want to do this?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of Moms Off Script. I'm Meg.
I'm Mare.
And potty training. Let's get into it today. Potty training is often terrifying for parents.
It's a kind of a big, I view it as like the final milestone of like baby and toddlerhood, and then you move into kind of kid life, right? Like they're different milestones.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So you've potty trained 2 little humans.
I have.
I potty trained 1, and the other is coming up. So teach me all your ways. It's essentially what this podcast is.
All right. Yeah.
Today.
No, I'm here for it. I have 2 that are potty trained. But before we get into that, tell me a little bit about your day. How's your week going?
It's a good week.
Yeah.
I'm on my period, so that sucks. And if someone handed me a brownie sundae right now, I would devour it. So I'm glad that we're in cozy mode and sitting here and chatting and relaxing. But
a brownie sundae sounds so good
with whipped cream, sprinkles.
You gotta get the cherry. Do you like cherries?
I'm not a cherry person.
Why did as I was asking that, I thought that I knew the answer. That was weird.
Joey's a cherry person, so I would just give it to him.
Okay.
And I would eat everything else.
That's so weird. Do you like regular cherries?
Nah. I mean, I would eat one if someone was like, if it's the only fruit available to me and I wanted fruit, but I'm not like, ooh, cherries.
Interesting. What about dried cherries?
I don't know that I've ever had a dried cherry.
Really?
Yeah. So cannot pine.
Okay.
What about you? How was your week?
It was good. Trying to think. Nothing too exciting.
Quiet week. We had our excitement at our family neighborhood event on Sunday.
Yeah, we did do that. That was great. Someone had a brownie sundae there, which is probably why you're.
That's why it's on my
brain.
brain.
It looked phenomenal. They ate the last brownie available.
That was the last one?
That was the last brownie. I would have also gotten a brownie sundae, but that was the last brownie.
Tragedy.
And I'm pretty sure someone else in our group got the last apple cider donuts Sunday.
When we arrived, I beelined for the bakery. I was like, I would like an apple cider donut. Because last year I missed out. Wasn't happening again.
When I got there, I asked for an apple cider donut, but they had the sleeves of them out front.
Yes.
And for whatever reason, I don't know if I miscommunicated or the cashier just didn't understand me, but like I said I needed 4 apple cider donuts.
Yeah.
And she handed me 4 sleeves of them.
Oh my.
Right. So I was under the assumption that they only sold them as sleeves.
So then you're like, oh,
so I just bought a sleeve.
Yes. But they weren't warm. Mine was warm. Mine was warm. Okay. It was so good.
I've had so many warm apple cider donuts. When I used to work up north, that was the everyone
thing.
Brought apple cider donuts daily to work.
I got my one for the season.
Yeah.
I mean, I would eat 100 more, but I got one, so I'm satisfied.
We're going to New York this weekend, so I'm hoping that at the farmers market on Saturday morning, there will be some really good like fall goodies. So,
I love that.
Yeah. We're going to see Hamilton this weekend. So
I am so excited for you guys to see it. Yeah. I know you've seen it on the screen, but to see it in real life,
I'm so excited. It was a surprise for my husband's to my husband for our 5th wedding anniversary. So
an excellent surprise.
Yeah, so we'll have to circle back on that one next week.
You should insert the clip of him being like,
I know, it was wild. It was so cool. But yeah, so that's my week. Pretty boring.
We're chilling.
Low key, yeah.
I'll tell you what I'm not doing this weekend: potty training.
No?
No, we're still trying to figure out when we're going to do it.
So talk to me a little bit about your first. What was your like strategy? Like, what was your strategy with your first?
So my cousin, I have an older cousin who had kids well before my husband and I.
Okay.
And I admire a lot about her and her husband and how they parent. And I remember her potty training her boys and using this 3-day crash course. Like I remember we had plans or something and she's like, I can't, we're potty training. I was like, what are you talking about? Because I didn't have kids. And she told me about this method and she's like, it's amazing. We used it for my first, we're using it for my second, 3 days and you're done. And I was like, wow, file that away for when I have kids.
Right.
So when my oldest was ready to be potty trained, I reached out to her and it was like, send me what you used.
Right.
So she sends me this PDF and it's It's the 3-day walk around in your undies method,
Yeah.
right? But I don't know who is the author of this PDF, but it is condescending in its tone. Have I showed this to you?
So actually, so my son is what, like 3, 4 months younger than your
Yeah.
son? Yeah, I think
Yep.
3 months younger. So when I was getting ready to potty train, you sent
I
it to
did.
me.
And I
You
told
sent it to
you,
me.
ignore the tone, right?
You did tell us to ignore the tone. I also just ignored the document.
Yeah, it's
But
totally fine. I mean, it's
but you
one
did send it to me.
method.
Yeah.
It's
No.
one method. And she had spoken so highly of it. I was like, all right, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
3 days, potty training
Boom,
done,
boom,
sign
done.
me up.
Right.
So we followed this method of 3-day potty training. On the beginning of day 2, I texted her and I was like, oh my God, what are we doing? How did you do this? And she was like, no, everybody freaks out on day 2. You have to push through. You can do it. Don't
Yep.
give up, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God, okay. And by the end of day 3, I was like, wow, okay, I'm glad I pushed through. And he really got it.
Yeah.
But one of the things that's hard about this method is that she really advocates for a cold turkey, day and night, no more diapers approach. And we did that, but that was really hard. And I think from a expectation setting standpoint, I don't think it was realistic, at least for my son and the age that he was, to night train in 3 days.
Right.
Maybe if he was a little older, but
Right.
knowing what I know now, I wish I had some better expectations going into it around the 3 days and what really would be done after 3 days. And I'm putting done in quotes.
When you went to do this method, so it's 3 days, right?
Yep.
So was your daughter born yet?
No,
Okay.
I was pregnant.
So
Question
it was
mark?
just you two
Yes.
adults and a toddler.
Yes.
So that makes it a little less challenging because it's
Correct.
just it's 2-on-1.
Yes.
And then did you take that Monday, that Friday off of work and do it over a
Friday.
weekend, or did you do like a midweek?
Yep.
How did you do that?
We took Friday off. I think at least I took Friday off.
Okay.
I'm not sure if my husband did. And we did it over the weekend.
Okay. And was your son in any sort of childcare at that point? Did he skip childcare for any number of days, or like how did that work?
He was in childcare, but he only went on Tuesday, Thursdays. So
cool.
Fridays,
That's great.
He was not going to be in school anyway. So we tackled it over the weekend. We used the stickers. We had a little chart every time he peed in the potty. We put a sticker up. And when he got 10 stickers, he got an Oreo. That was his reward at the end. And he was very motivated by that. Doing poop on the potty was a little tougher.
Yep.
The first time it happened was in the middle of the night. I think he was asleep and didn't realize what was happening. And I was like, oh my God, you did it. And he was like, bed. I just wanted to go back to sleep. Yeah. So fine.
Yep.
But I am happy that we did what we did because my son is potty trained. I don't want to say he's never had an accident. Like once you're through the potty training, like obviously once we were through it, very happy with the results and very proud of him and the work that he did. But you guys didn't follow the PDF. So what did you follow?
So we did not follow the PDF, but we did the same like 3-day thing. My sister, kind of similar to you, and you said your cousin?
It was my cousin.
Yeah. So my sister's son is about a year, maybe a year and a half older than my son. So she had just gone through this recently. So she also did some version of the 3-day method. I don't know if she did night training or whatever, but we reviewed your PDF. We talked to her, and I had kind of just done some research online. And I said to my husband, I said, just trust me. These are the rules. Like, we're going to get on the same page. As long as you and I are communicating with him with all the same instructions, it's going to work.
Yeah.
So we did it. We took 3 days off of work because we wanted 3 devoted days, and our daughter was born.
Yes.
Right. So we took 3 days off of work, and like I said, we wanted those extra 2 days into the weekend. And he was in 5 days of childcare, 5 full days. And we did a lot of talk with the daycare facility, and they said, like, we can potty train him for you. You can do it however you want. Like, there were a lot of different options for us because he was in that like 5-day full-time childcare. We didn't have to do anything. They would have potty trained him.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Now what that looks like, I don't know. Yeah. Right. So like, the other motivator for us at that point was he was 2 years and 7 months when we did it. I was pregnant. We didn't get to it until then. But when he turned 2 years and 8 months, he was eligible for preschool.
Ah, yes.
And when he moved into the preschool room, our bill was cut by probably 15 to 20%. But also, like,
Valid.
it was the right time to potty train our kid. And
Yeah.
I think the big thing about potty training too is, like, obviously there's going to be lots of different motivators. To your point, like, it is that last big milestone, but it's like when they're ready.
Yes. That's one thing I'm struggling with my second now, is that I want to do it to be done with it.
Right.
I'm sure she's also ready. Like, she's already peed and pooped on the potty, so like I know she's ready for it. But there is a balance between like wanting to do it to get it done and also being patient and listening to your kid.
Right. And that's one of the things that we talked about in the sleep episode about your daughter. Like, you knew when it was right to take the passes away. So you're gonna figure it out. But
trust your gut, as with all things.
So with our son, we knew it was time. We took the 3 days off. We did naked. We did not do underwear. We were naked for 3 days. He did not get underwear until day 4. His first time, the first time that he stopped what he was doing, went to the potty, and went to the bathroom, was a poop.
Oh my, what?
Yes.
That is amazing.
Now the pooping went downhill from there. We bought a lot of puzzles. We just had a lot of activities. And then we did no rewards. And we did, we had timers. He didn't know about the timers.
What were the timers for?
So it was like every 45 to 60 minutes, we asked him to sit on the potty.
Oh, okay. So that's very different than what we did.
Yeah. So we were very much like, we knew the time. We don't do timers in our house with anything with our kids. We didn't want to do that at this stage. He was naked. He had a 45-minute timer. He had to sit on the potty. And then with each day, we kind of increased the time in which he had to sit on the potty.
Yeah.
We did a lot of conversations with him. I think our son learns really well through conversation.
He's a thoughtful kid.
Yes. So. And so it was very much, he's a rule follower.
Yes.
Unless his friends are around, and, you know, then we get into that. But he is a rule follower, and he likes process. He likes to understand the what, the who, the what, the why, the when, the how. And so it was very simple for us, maybe not simple for us to figure out how to say what we wanted to say, but like when we were able to just step out of it and be like, just talk to him. This is what he needs. He just needs to understand. To be talked to. And so we did a lot of talking through it that week.
And that worked for him.
And it worked for him. Yeah. What we did not do that you did was night train.
Right.
And we actually still have not night trained. Our big reasoning behind that is the layout of our house.
Yeah.
And so he sleeps we're in a cape, right? So he's on the second floor and our bathroom is on the first floor. Yeah. While at this point now I trust him to go downstairs by himself.
I wouldn't have to do that in the middle of the night, to have to like go to a different floor. And it's like wakes you up, and
yeah. So that's going to be a process. And I think the other thing, I did a lot of like looking into what night training like means essentially, and like you can't teach a kid how to not pee in their sleep.
Right.
You have to teach
to be physically ready.
Well, not even that. You have to teach a kid to know the cues. To know when their bladder is full, to wake themselves up. So you're not teaching them not to pee in their sleep.
Right.
You're teaching them to learn their body's cues to wake up when their bladder's full.
Exactly.
And that's challenging, right?
It is.
You have to know your body.
It is.
And that just wasn't something that we were ready to tackle at that point. And to teach him that, and to teach him how to wake up enough to walk down the stairs safely, we weren't ready. We also had him in a crib until he was like 3 years and 8 months.
Because he loved that thing.
He loved it. It was great. And I don't know if, he did love it. It was easy. I mean, we didn't have to take him out. And like, I think if your kid needs out of the crib, get them out when they need to be. But if your kid doesn't,
and they like it,
don't
rush it.
No, keep them in as long as you can. If you can. but now he's 4 and he's in his big boy bed and he loves it.
Yeah.
So we'll get there eventually. I
Yeah.
would like to.
It's so interesting you're talking about night training, because that's the thing I'm hung up on with my daughter is,
Mhm.
do we do it how we did it the first time and tackle everything at once, or do we split it up and tackle just daytime?
Yeah.
And I truly am still undecided on it. So it's so helpful to hear your perspective and like how you did it there, because with my first, we did do the night training, and my husband and I each took a shift.
Yep.
And one of us would get up around 11 and take him to the bathroom, and one of us would get up around like 3 and take him to the bathroom. And
Okay.
eventually it went down to just once around like 1 or 2 a.m.
Yep.
And eventually we would go in there and be like, it's time to go potty. And he'd be like, I don't have to. And he would tell us like, I
Right.
don't need to go. And we stopped doing it.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where he could get up and himself, and we knew that he would get up if he had to go. And we just like slowly weaned off of it. So it was tough to do.
Right.
And it was, I don't remember exactly how many months, but it was months,
Right.
not weeks, of us getting up in the night to get him up, to take him to the bathroom and put him back to bed. And it didn't disrupt his sleep. He was able to fall back asleep and all of that. It was no big deal. But I don't know.
It's tricky.
It's hard.
Tricky. So our second is also not night trained.
Right.
But she's also still in a crib.
Right.
And is your daughter still in a crib?
She is. If we decided to night train, we would transition her to her toddler bed, which is what we did for my first. So we transitioned him to his toddler bed because we knew we wanted him to be able to get out of his bed at night. Now, my first loves his bed. When he got his toddler bed, he was excited because he could get into his bed by himself now.
Right.
Did not care about getting out of his bed, even though he could.
Right.
My second is not going to be like that. When she gets her toddler bed, she's going to be thrilled that she can get in and out of bed all by herself, and she's not going to stay in her bed. Right. So that's a factor too. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm truly undecided as to how we're going to approach it. I liked that what we did for my son allowed us to essentially be like one and done. Like it was one big hurdle. We got through it, and then we're done. We never have to come back to it. He's, complete. I also think from a mental standpoint, I like the idea of like, you no longer pee or poop in your diaper. Right. If you have to pee or poop, you always get up and go to the potty, versus like, well, sometimes you can and sometimes you can't. Like if you're sleeping, it's okay.
That's so challenging.
Yeah. And like trying to do that distinction is tough. So I think that's a tough piece of it too. Like I said.
Yeah. No, that's really challenging because we never switched to pull-ups. They're in diapers.
Okay.
They pull them up and down.
Right.
You can pull them up and down.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's tricky. And with my daughter, she was dry at night for the first like week and a half that she was potty trained, and now she wakes up wet.
Yeah.
And so you do risk that, like if they're ready to do it, and you give them the space and the wiggle room to not.
Right.
You risk it.
Then they're like, oh, I don't have to.
Yeah, but we are not in any rush to night train.
No, you shouldn't be.
Our daughter, like similar reasons. The bigger reason with her is the crib. She is on the first floor. So as far as like going to the bathroom at night, like I'm not worried about her at all.
Right.
And she actually has woken up a handful of times in the middle of the night yelling, "Mommy, I have to go potty."
Okay.
So she knows some cues. I'm actually, and this might happen to them throughout their entire life because their age gap is so small. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up night training both of them at the same time.
Oh yeah.
But for her potty training, hers was a slow process until we ripped the Band-Aid off, and we did do the 3-day process with her.
Yeah. And
she was significantly easier. Now,
no, wait, do you think that was because everyone says, oh, the second one is easier, and everyone always says, oh, the girls are easier. Do you think that was why?
Exactly that. Okay. I've heard seconds are easier. I've heard girls are easier. So I don't know.
Right.
I don't know which statement is true or if both is true. Yeah. Therefore, my experience with my daughter was so not incredibly simple, but like it was
much simpler
than my experience with my son. Because their age gap and because we potty trained him on the later end, and I don't think we potty trained him late by any means, but I think you potty trained earlier.
We were on the very early end. Right. So ours, Teddy was like 26 months.
Okay, so that's like pretty early.
Yeah, right? I think that's on the early end of what you can do. I mean, I've heard of people doing it before too. I don't know that that's necessarily recommended. I mean, I don't take my word for it, but the advice we got was 22 months was the absolute earliest to even try. So he turned 2, and then like it was a matter of like when do we have a 3-day stretch where we're not doing anything, and that was the first time we could.
Yeah. So my son was potty trained on the later end, and my daughter, by the time she could walk, we did a mini potty too.
Yeah.
So by the time that my daughter could walk, there was a mini potty right there.
Yeah.
Because my son wasn't done with it.
Right. Mine never took to the mini potty. We had one in his room, and he was just never interested in it.
Oh, see, I feel that this is an issue with night training. I feel really weird about putting a mini potty in my son's room. Really weird about it.
We did it because that's what we were supposed to do. He always walked right by it, though.
I had
Not
never
interested.
heard of that, and my husband suggested it, and I was like, "That's weird." I don't know.
I know. Like, what if he poops and he just sits there all night?
Sits there, or like, what if he like pees and then he trips on it?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I just like it. Just
I was glad he never used it.
It gives me the ick.
It's fine if you do like whatever.
No,
like do what
that's
works
what I was
for you.
gonna say. Like you did it. Many people do it. I had just never experienced that.
Yeah.
And we did so much. Like the potty training that we're doing right now is so different than the potty training that our parents did with us.
Yeah.
Which like I don't remember how my parents potty trained me.
Who even knows what
but it's different. Everything we're doing is different. Yeah. Sorry, boomers.
And it'll be different again when our children are doing
we're
it.
We're gonna be like, what are you doing? We never had to do this.
What happened to walk around naked for 3 days?
Right?
Like
when you were a kid, I just took your underpants off and told you to run around. We let her go on the little potty whenever she wanted to. Whenever she wanted to sit on that thing. I think I remember texting you guys when she was like barely 2 years old, just being like, big girl pooped on the potty.
Yep, I remember that.
Like
AJ's done that too.
Yeah.
She's pooped on the potty.
Yeah.
The big potty.
Yeah. And then like that was the other piece. So like then she got excited about the step stool and the big potty. And like she was excited to be a big kid.
Yes.
Which like I don't want to rush her to grow up and be a big kid, but like she was so excited about this thing.
Yeah, lean into it.
And eventually we ended up having to do like some candy and like some rewards for our son. And so with her, like we would encourage her to sit on the potty, and whether that was by giving any sort of treat or reward or just like getting really excited. I think one of the big steps for when we did my son was really like get excited.
Yeah,
like,
that was the best part.
Dance.
That was the best part.
We would FaceTime grandma and
Us
grandpa
too.
and be like,
he peed on the potty.
Well, we let him tell him.
Yeah.
And then we got to a point where like he would FaceTime my mom and be like, "Do you want to see my poop?" And he'd carry the phone over to the toilet, and my mom would be
God,
like, "No, I
She's
don't.
like, this is actually the step too far.
This is not what I want to do." But yes, so
that's hilarious.
It's really funny. But all right. So with my daughter, with our second, we let her sit on the potty. We praised it. We got excited about it. And then we waited until she was a little bit older. She was younger than my son, but she was ready. We knew she was ready. And we did the same thing. I think we took 4 days off of work. And it might have been in a time where I had a lot of flexibility to take time off of work. And so we did it. And we unfortunately did it on a weekend that we had family coming into town. So like she was forced back into the real world really quickly.
Yeah.
But my big thing when we did that was I said to my husband, I was like, once we take that diaper away during the day, like it is not going back on. I've never put
the same
daytime diaper on unless she's in a nap. But like we had to go. I think we started the like formal potty training on Wednesday.
Yep.
And we had to go out to dinner on Friday.
Ooh, baby.
And he was like, "We're just gonna put a diaper on her and it'll be fine." And I was like,
No.
I will go to the bathroom with her. I will pack 3 or 4 changes of clothes. I don't care. We are not putting a diaper on her.
I was strict about that as well because we made a big ceremony of throwing away the diapers.
Oh.
So it was like, bye-bye diapers. Yeah, and we threw them all away. And I knew if I whipped one out, that's, I didn't want him to be like, "I thought we threw all the diapers away." What do you mean you still have diapers?
You know where those diapers ended up? In my house?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those diapers ended up in my house. Thank you.
But wait, we also need to side note the fact that those were like what, size 4 diapers that Teddy was growing out of that your daughter took when she was what, 8 months old or something?
Yeah, and I will
love that girl.
I'm also going to say that the reason we stuck with diapers instead of pull-ups was because my kids were in the same size diapers.
Hilarious.
And they have been in the same size diapers since she was like a year and a half.
I mean, your older's a little petite, your younger is a little big.
It's so
It's
funny.
so cute.
They are so similar in age, especially as the milestones, like we get
as
closer
they get
and
older.
closer to like big kid and like not toddlery.
Super cute.
That will change when they go to school. But
so you had this family dinner on a Friday night.
She did great.
And she did
She had one accident.
Amazing.
Yeah. And
amazing.
She told us every time she had to go potty, all the things.
So for someone who's listening to this and is like, okay, I'm ready to potty train, what would be the 3 things you would tell that person? Either advice or tips or I wish I had known. Yeah. What would you want in their heads as they're going into this?
Okay. Three big tips. Okay, so I think the first one is if you're doing this by yourself or with a partner, however you're doing it, making sure that you understand the guidelines and the boundaries and that you're both on the same page if you're doing it with a partner and what the rules are.
Like be consistent.
Be very consistent. And if you're going to be inconsistent or change up the game, you need to have a sidebar. You don't change the game in front of your toddler. You step away, you reassess together, and you move forward together. And that doesn't mean you have to agree, but you both have to be doing kind of the same actions and figuring out what is best.
Okay, so that's one.
So that's one, communication or understanding the guidelines and or. 2, I would say, well, that consistency falls into that. Consistency. I think it's different.
Make that number 2.
Yeah. Consistency is the second one. And consistency within the boundaries and within the rules and gradually moving forward. Your kid doesn't have to be naked for 15 days, right? Like eventually you have to move forward. And so like the consistency is consistency in the conversation, the dialogue, moving the dialogue forward within the structure of the plan.
And like you can set high expectations for your kid. Like they can do this.
They can do it.
If you hold them back and be like, well, you can't put these on for like weeks. Like they got this. Trust them.
Absolutely. I think the third thing, there's so many, but I think the third one, I mentioned that we did not use rewards. And I think that is great if it works, but we ended up doing rewards. And so figuring out what works for your kid, I think if you want to use rewards, do it.
Can I ask what changed your mind? Like if you intended not to and then you did, like where was that shift?
Yeah, the shift came later when like not necessarily more accidents were occurring, but like the transitions became more challenging for him. Like he wasn't day 1 through 3 and then even 4 and 5, like he was in his house. He was all eyes were on him and the entire focus was potty training. And so eventually we shifted to like if you go potty 5 times with no accidents in between, that's when you get the reward. So we never ended up switching to like a action reward. It was like a count. But we didn't really do stickers. But to my point earlier, he is so particular and so process oriented that like he would keep track.
He absolutely did. On the note of rewards, like at your own risk, offer rewards, because we offered Teddy a Oreo when he went poop. Like for the first couple weeks, it was like if you go poop, you get an Oreo. That went on for a solid year. Where if that kid pooped, he was like, I get an Oreo. And we did finally be like, listen, bud, like that was a thing when you were potty training. You're a big kid now. You don't get an Oreo every time you poop.
Right.
I mean, I also like Oreos. So when he was like, Oreo, I was like, great, one for you, one for me. Like, but at some point you got to say like, okay, like, we got to wean off of this.
When you're like grazing, eating an Oreo, he's like, oh, Mom, I gotta go poop.
I gotta poop. Like we joked like, oh, he's going to be in college and like going potty and like going poop and be like, why do I crave Oreos every time I poop? Like we've like accidentally Pavloved him.
That's too good.
Okay. So yours were communicate with your partner.
Yeah.
Consistency. Yeah. And like use rewards if it's right for you.
If it's right for you and your kids. Yeah.
Love it.
Absolutely. What about you? Top 3 tips.
So I would say I have 2 very tactical ones and one kind of optional one, like your rewards one. So my first tactical one is you need way more underwear than you think. I bought
Oh
a
yeah.
pack of underwear, like a 10 pack, and I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
this is so much underwear. This is fine.
Mm-hmm.
You need like 30 pairs of underwear.
Okay, that's not true.
No, I bought 20 to 30 pairs of underwear.
Okay, we bought like
Because wait, you did naked. We didn't do naked. We did undies for the 3 days. So every time he was learning, it was the accident would you'd have to change the undies. So I was like 3, 4, 5
yeah.
undies a day for the first day.
True. I also had the mindset of I would rather do a load of laundry every day than have more than a dozen pairs of underwear.
Yeah.
So
no, I gave up on that so fast. Like literally, we had ordered a pack of 10, and like 30 minutes into potty training, I was like, add to cart, add to cart.
yeah, we had to do that. We did that with our daughter.
Yeah.
Because then you add like once they go back to school, like you have to have like 3 or 4
Yeah, you have to
pairs
send them
at
to school. Blah blah blah. Yeah.
We've gotten a call more recently than early on that like, hey, your kid's out of underwear in their cubby. Like, do
Can
you
you
want
send
a
some
diaper
more?
or do you want them to go commando?
Yep. Yeah.
And we go commando.
I would do the same.
Yeah.
So that's my first tip. Get more underwear than you think you need, unless you're fine with doing a ton of laundry, which I was not. So it's like tons of undies. My second one is it's really tempting if you're using the adult potty with like the seat on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's tempting to get one of those really cute wooden steps with like the curved base, and they're so nice. Don't go for one of those. Get the plastic ones that are really easy and light to pick up, because then your kid wants to do it, and then your kid can move them to the sink to wash their hands and move them back to the potty by themselves. If you get the wooden ones, they're too heavy. They can't do it.
Yeah, and I think like the idea of potty training is independence.
1,000%.
And so if you put them in a situation where they can't do the whole
there's a piece they can't do. Yeah,
they're not going to want to do it.
Yes. So I absolutely recommend that.
That's such a good tip.
Thank you. Tip 2B is get one for every bathroom. So if you have 2 bathrooms in your house, get steps for each room. Don't think that like, oh, I'll just bring the steps back and forth and we'll just use the upstairs potty.
Right.
Get the plastic ones. They're cheap, and get one for both bathrooms.
Yeah.
My third one is this is the optional tip. So this is something that I felt like worked really well for my son, and I will definitely do this for my daughter, which is, and like no shade, because I know you didn't do this. We very much did the you tell me when you have to go. We did not make him sit on the potty unless he had to. It was you tell me when you have to go. The exception would be if we were like getting in the car or like going somewhere where like we're not going to have a potty, you have to go, right? But we were very adamant about like, you tell me when you have to go. You tell me, and we every 3 seconds we're saying, do you have to go potty? Do you think you have to go? Do you want to sit? Like, but it was never let's just go sit and try, right? Until he said, okay, I'm ready to go sit. We would say okay, and sometimes he would go sit, nothing would happen, and be like, oh, we didn't have to go this time. Let's try again. Next time you're ready. And I really feel like that really helped him understand helped him understand his body and really learn his own signals and not rely on like us telling him, right, like it's time.
100%, 100%.
It worked for him.
Yes. And for us, we did do that. I know I mentioned that we did do a timer, and we had to sit every however long. That timer got bigger and bigger and bigger very quickly. And then we got to that point. Yeah. Probably within the first like 3 weeks, if not sooner than that. Because that goes back to the idea of the night training that I was talking about, of like they can't
learning
they need to learn their body, and they need to learn the cues that their body is telling them to go potty.
Yeah.
So
I feel like our approach was the like, you're gonna learn it because you have to. Because we're not gonna tell you when to go. You're just gonna have to figure it out. It was thrown in the deep end.
Hey.
It worked.
You gotta do it sometimes.
It worked. So yeah, we'll see what I do with my daughter.
Yes, we will have to circle
We'll
back
do a
to
part
that.
2 on this when we actually, take the plunge.
It's gonna be great.
My original goal was to do it before Christmas. Honestly, although I'm looking at the calendar, I'm like, I don't know when we're gonna do it. It might not be till January, but we're gonna do it, and it's gonna be great, and I'm gonna be happy when it's done. She's gonna crush it.
Yeah,
like I know she's gonna be fine when we do it.
She's gonna be great. Yeah. All right, Mare, you ready?
I'm ready for the lightning round.
All right, we're doing the lightning round. This week, I'm going to ask you questions. Okay. They are all potty training based, but I want you to answer with like what worked for you and like what you would do with your kids.
Okay. Yeah, we're not giving
necessarily like what
guidance.
I would do with my kids, because clearly it's different. And whatever. So answer these questions quick, what first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah.
What you would do in your
Okay.
house.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah. So this isn't gospel. This is just me.
This is you.
All right, I got it.
I know this is your favorite part of the episode.
I like it the other way, but
I know.
okay, I'm ready.
We're doing it. Okay. Potty training. Rewards.
Yeah.
Sticker chart.
Definitely yes.
Gifts for lengthy achievements, like after 4 weeks, no accidents or anything like that.
No, we skipped those.
Okay. Drinks after bedtime.
Oh no.
Pampers or Huggies?
Oh, we were Huggies.
What is your son's biggest motivator?
At the time, it was Oreos.
What is your daughter's biggest motivator right now?
Chocolate chips.
In long car rides, do you put a diaper on them or do you take extra steps?
We took extra steps.
And what is your favorite post-bedtime reward after a long day of potty training?
Wine.
Beautiful. That's it.
I couldn't do wine. I couldn't do wine the first time because I was pregnant. This time I'll be able to do wine.
Okay, but then what was your answer when you were pregnant?
We did Dairy Queen Blizzard. We'll put it in the episode, but there's a picture of me sitting on the floor in our bathroom with a potty chart that only has 3 stickers on it because that's how day 1 went. Very pregnant with a DQ Blizzard, just being like, F my life.
I've never used a sticker chart.
Oh, like ever in your life?
Ever.
Or for your children?
For my children. I might have used it as a
I
kid,
grew
but
up on sticker charts. Are you kidding me? Chore charts?
No.
This is like who formed me as a human.
Oh, I can't wait to do an episode on chores because
man,
we're not doing chores.
We
have responsibilities in our house.
Yes.
And yeah. But anyway, we'll get into that.
We could totally talk about chores because we are just tiptoeing into that arena.
Yeah.
Giving him some chores for allowance.
Love it. That is a wrap on this episode of Moms Off Script. Thank you so much for tuning in, listening to what we have to say, hearing our stories.
As always, we're so happy you guys are here.
Yeah, Mare, what are our socials? Plug them for us.
We are Moms Off Script on TikTok and Instagram, and send us an email. We're momsoffscript@gmail.com. We want to hear your thoughts, your comments. This is a big topic. We know people have thoughts on potty training, so send us your notes, send us your thoughts, send us your questions, and we will maybe read them on the air.
Yeah, we're ready. We're ready to hear what you have to say about potty training, or if you have questions about future topics, let us know. We'll read your questions on the air. So,
yeah, definitely.
Thanks again.
Bye.
Moms Off Script is created, designed, filmed, edited, and produced by Meg Abeline and Meredith Finch. Music by Matt Beebe. Photography by Michelle Montanero. Graphic design by Alexia DeLu, and production consultants Nick DeVasta and Alan DeChico.